Today on Old School, New School, we are making
Molo soup.
pancit molo. Is it called pancit molo?
Oo, nakita ko sa Google yun. Ang pancit molo.
What exactly is pancit molo?
Hindi ko nga alam eh. Pancit molo, pancit pero walang noodles. Alam mo yun?
Could be the wrappers,
Could
right?
be the wrapper, yes, kasi molo wrapper ang tawag
Exactly.
yan.
So what makes molo soup or pancit molo?
I think dalawa lang naman kasi yung main component yan eh. The broth and the dumpling, the molo. Dumpling soup, I think lahat ng major culture sa mundo merong some sort of a dumpling soup recipe, di ba?
Fair enough.
Tapos sa atin, parang eto lang. Ang nearest na
wala.
pwede nating ihambing dito ay yung bola-bola with
Yeah.
miswa.
Yes.
Pero without the dumpling component. Nandun yung meatball. Pero ewan ko.
So we're not teaching you guys anything.
Yeah.
If you know, please comment.
Pag sinabing dumplings, matik hindi na sa atin galing yun eh. Parang alam natin na hiniram lang natin to from other cultures eh. Pero
Correct.
ang molo soup ay
It's ours.
Filipino.
Yeah.
And I think ito lang ang tanging tunay na dumpling na sa atin talaga.
Correct.
Diba?
And yeah, so it's really in its essence a really simple
Sobra.
dish. And on today's episode, Ryan will be doing the traditional version, and then once he's done, I will be doing a more modern take on it to see if we can make it slightly different but still retain the essence of the dish.
Yan. Molo soup, pare. Alam natin to as ano lang eh. Parang dumpling na may sabaw, di ba? Hindi ito something na parte ng pagkatao ko. Pero I think kaya naman natin siyang i-recreate. Meron tayo ditong paring peeled na shrimp, pare. Si Martin, sinasabotaya ako. May shell pa kasi si Martin. Pwede nyo i-chop na lang, pare. Pero meron tayo ditong food processor na hindi sa akin. So sana huwag ko masira. So pwede natin i-chop lang to. Pero ang susubukan natin gawin ay parang medyo ili-liquefy natin ng konti. Hindi naman talaga liquefied. Pero gagawin natin paste. Yun. Again, optional lang naman to. Pero ang laki nang i-improve sa texture ng dumpling nyo or yung pinaka-meatball nyo kung gagawin nyo to, pare. Yung giniling natin, pare, palagkitin na rin natin. Mabibigyan ito ng bouncy texture yung ano natin, yung pinaka-molo natin. Alam ko hindi to traditional, di ba? Kasi usually nilalamutak ko ito. Hindi ko nilahat kasi gusto ko pa rin magkaroon ng konting texture. Ilagay na natin to, yung rest ng karne natin, pare. Yan. Pwede natin timplahan to, pare. Garlic powder. Yan. Lahat na ngayon ang ilalagay nyo dito, pare, pwede na siyang makagulo doon sa binding. So, garlic powder yung nilagay ko. Kahit nagpakuha ako kay Martin dito ng baho, hindi ko nagagamitin. Ha? Okay lang? Parang gagalit ka. Tapos, grater, tsaka sibuyas na puti. Okay. So, asin. Actually, maganda tong asin nila, Erwan, kasi this is local, di ba? Zambales salt, pero para siyang fleur de sel. Tapos paminta. For timpla lang. Yan. Pwede pa kayo magdagdag ng kung ano-ano dito, pero para sa akin, goods na to. Tapos kailangan na ngayon nating i-work itong mixture natin. Itong ginagawa natin, pare, this is not just mixing. Kailangan talaga na mabind siya, pare. Yan. Siguro mix it for a good 10 minutes, di ba? Yun yung pinaka-okay. Anak ng toko, nandito ka rin, boy? Oo. Amin mo. Parang ganito yung niluluto ko sa bahay. Doon ka na. Doon ka na.
Wait lang. Shoutout sa Jimena family. Teacher ko dati nung grade 1 ako, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5. Grade 6.
P***y mo yung mga teacher mo? Babagsak pa ba siya? Hindi na ata. Yan. Sabihin maganda na yung bind niya, pero konti pa, pare. So tapos na tayo magbalot, okay na rin yung sabaw natin. Lulutuin na lang natin to, pare. Yung chicken stock natin, wala pa siyang timpla, pare. Kasi gusto ko muna, sa huli ko siya titimplahan kasi etong mga ginawa natin ng mga molo na to, pare. Kakatas pa ng lasa yan, di ba? Gently i-drop niyo siya, yan. So kailangan dito, yung kulo ng tubig natin, talagang simmer lang. Ganun lang, kasi maaring madurog yung wrapper natin. Siguro around 5 minutes. Depende talaga. Kasi pag lumutang siya, goods na yun, pare. Makalipas ng 5 minuto, pare, ayan na siya. Kung makikita nyo, nakalutang na siya. Oh. Diba? Pare. steamy. Parang ako. Ayun nga, yung sinasabi ko. Nagkaroon siya ng konting alat na. Kasi nga, kumatas na nga tong ano natin, dumplings natin. Asin, pare. Dito, asin talaga ang ilalagay ko. Kasi masyadong malinis yung lasa ng ating broth, pare. And medyo makakamodel sa clarity nung sabaw natin. Hindi visual clarity, Yung parang, alam mo yung tinutukoy ko, pare? Yung lasa ng malinis sa sabaw and lasa ng heavy na sabaw tulad ng ramen, di ba? So, kailangan natin dito yung parang clarity niya, pare. Okay na ako dito. Sagyan na natin ng sabaw yan, pare. Yun. Garnish na lang natin, pare. Garlic chips, spring onions, pare. Finally, paminta. At eto na, pare, ang ating traditional molo soup or pancit molo, pare. Feeling ko magugustuhan ni Erwan to, pare. Kanina ko pa siya nakikita doon. Gumaganong-ganon ha. Patikim na natin sa kanya to, pare.
This looks super legit, man.
Yes.
Like it, I love the yellowish color, which you know it's like really well developed
Yes. And
broth,
look at the fat.
and the fat is
Diba?
right swimming on the top. Shall we?
Yes. Sasandukan na kita. Unahin na kita.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yan.
You're such a gentleman.
Sabi nga nila. Simple. Pare. Yun yung best way to describe it.
But something so simple is so refined. And this is what usually kind of sometimes frustrates me with Filipino food. When done well, it's so good. It's something you can serve anyone. They'll be like, wow, like so much flavor, such developed flavor, right?
Yun eh. Take your time. Diba? Yun talaga yun. Pero if you really take your time, especially dun sa paggawa nung ano namin, nung broth, pare, nung stock, ibang klase. Ang tagal sinalang nito. And yun yung sikreto talaga para sa akin masarap na chicken stock. Pwede ba nating testingin to?
That's how good it is. Look, an empty bowl.
Hiwain lang natin. So na makita yung kung maganda ba yung binding natin.
So it should be like a testicle. Flappy skin, but firm in the inside.
Flappy yung sayo.
Isn't that normal?
Hindi, yung akin parang pisngi eh.
Yeah, really? We're gonna be calling this a prawn noodle molo because the main component that we're really changing up here is making a prawn broth. Celery leaves are something that I see no one really keep. These are great deep fried. They're actually really flavorful, but in stock specifically, they add so much flavor. Next, we have some garlic. If you have this with their skins on, completely fine. Onion, same thing. You can keep the skin on if you want. And some carrots. Get a pot nice and hot, some oil, and I'm gonna start by toasting off our shrimp heads and our shrimp skins. Garlic and some onions and some salt to help sweat everything out. Toss in your ginger at this point also, and I have some tomato paste. So here what you wanna do is just wait until it's nice and colored. If you have extra tomatoes at home, you can add tomatoes as well. Add some water. A little bit of soy sauce. Okay, while that's going, we already also have a pot of boiling water here because we have some fresh ramen noodles which we'll cook here. Usually that takes about 2 or 3 minutes for fresh ramen noodles. Now we're gonna make our dumplings. Ryan showed you a really cool technique. I'm gonna show you a different technique. Mine's closer to a gyoza than it is a dumpling, so we're actually looking for pockets of texture within the dumpling. To make it a little different too, we're gonna be adding some spring onions inside the mix as well. We're gonna chop up our shrimp. So lots of different schools of thought here. School of thought tells you to do that a couple of times, keeps the dumpling filling nice and bouncy. And we're gonna add a little bit of salt. The other one, which Martin was saying, is some Chinese chefs say you just always mix in one direction, and this kind of just gives you a bouncier texture as well. Spring onions, and just mix everything until it's homogeneous. Some ginger, and to me, this feels quite bouncy. Same text, sticking quite well. We're gonna wrap it into our gyoza wrappers. Time to get our hands dirty. There are multiple ways to kind of prepare gyoza. The most kind of classical way is you grab this, put a little bit of your filling inside And the way they usually do it, you're folding one side only. I'm not the best, guys, when it comes to dumplings, FYI. But the most important one is that they don't fold both sides. So basically, you're folding one side, and then you do the other side, and then you... That was a terrible one. At the end of the day, as long as it sticks together, we're cool. Okay, and Ninong Ry is gonna come in and help me, I think.
Ginawa ko kanina, madali lang. Walang tiklop-tiklop masyado.
This is how you don't do it. Just FYI. Martin, jump in here. So the thought process is you fold one side only.
See? We're all winners here.
Martin. Not bad. That's nice. I feel like you should actually, the way to do it is you should ring the whole side, right?
Damang-dama ko yung ano eh.
This
yung
is-
frustration eh.
Right? Can you taste my bitterness?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the test gyoza. I really feel like the ginger spring onion combination, that's what really makes it feel like a gyoza. So that's good to go. I'm gonna actually start cooking all of these. Drop them in, we're waiting for them to float. When they float, you know that they are pretty much good to go. So I'm gonna cook these first in just some boiling water, and then I'm gonna cook our ramen noodles, and then we're gonna put everything together. So as that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and strain our broth. What's really key here is from time to time to bring back the shells, the heads as you find them, and just make sure that you're really pressing all that flavor down into the broth. Take our dumplings out. For the ramen noodles, like I said, you can also make these in-house, but if someone makes them better, get it from them. This should take 2 to 3 minutes. It'll really just very quickly release that starch. So last year we shot a video for Ramen Nagi and we never gave back their bowl. So in honor of them, I don't know when the last time is you went to Ramen Nagi, but they do this thing. You know they do that, right? And then they say something in Japanese, but I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna sound racist. Go in with our broth. Our dumplings, spring onions, 6-minute egg that's been marinating overnight in mirin and some soy, and some garlic chips. And that's kind of like my modern version on our classic Molo. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna build you your own bowl.
Yan. Ang ganda ng kulay ng broth.
Some beautiful dumplings, all handmade by myself.
Yes. Ikaw lang, wala nang iba.
There was
walang
no
tumulong.
help whatsoever.
Wala. Di ako marunong yan. Ganun daw yun eh. Ayun. Diba?
I like it, it's good. Very different. Very different dish. But it keeps the, it has that amount of comfort that I got from the Molo. I think definitely if I were to tweak this or do this again, there's some tweaks to do with the broth in terms of just making it feel a bit fattier.
Yeah.
Just like the Molo.
Exactly.
So I think what we're lacking here is that sheen of fat.
Yes, yung yung mantika and I think yung collagen din.
Correct.
Siguro, kung gagawin talaga to sa bahay, better if lagyan ng, pwede ng pata.
Yeah, I was about to say pork.
Yeah. Pata ng baboy or if hindi, chicken feet.
Yeah.
Pwede rin yun, di ba? Chicken
I
wing.
think that's the only thing I'd see is kind of missing here is kind of like that fattiness of the broth. But in terms of the comfort of the overall bowl, it feels very light. Yeah.
Sarap pare. Mang klase.
Yeah, so I think overall today we just wanted to show you that you can approach food in many different ways. Don't ever get stuck in one recipe. So this will be an ongoing series on features. We're doing old school versus new school. So if there are any other dishes, Filipino dishes, that you want Ryan and myself to kind of try to attack and change up, let us know in the comments below.
Sarap. Meron pa, no?
Meron pa.
Busog ka na, di ba? Busog ka na.
All yours. Just give the bowl back to Ramen Nagi when you're done.
Oh, sige. Marts, tita, hindi, ayoko, akin lang.